Tonight at 5, 2 men are in custody after allegedly shooting at a woman at a North Spokane Circle K. They faced a judge for the first time today.
Nothing but sunshine as we head through the weekend with high temperatures approaching 70 degrees every single day.
Now, I don't want to be on a plane where the pilot can't see what's going on.
Tonight we are seeing video of what the FBI calls a dangerous trend, people pointing laser pointers at commercial airplanes. Hear from federal agents about why it's so concerning. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start with some breaking news. An Ada County judge ruled today that prosecutors can pursue the death penalty against Bryan Kohberger despite his recent autism diagnosis. That's if Kohberger is found guilty of murdering 4 University of Idaho students back in 2022. The defense presented Kohberger's recent autism diagnosis to the rather in an attempt to rule out the death penalty. Prosecutors said that they intend to seek the death penalty if Kohberger is convicted at his upcoming trial, which is set to begin in August. Just head to KREM.com to read the full court decision from today. In other news, a dangerous trend on the rise across Washington. Now the FBI is asking for your help. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is live outside the Spokane International Airport tonight, where the federal agency says people have been targeting airplanes with lasers. Shannon?
The FBI's Seattle office is now asking for help and information that could help them catch anyone who has been pointing those lasers at flights and pilots coming in and out of Spokane's airport. It may seem like a toy.
Right now we're getting hit pretty good with a green laser.
But hundreds or thousands of feet in the air, it can be a serious problem.
We want people to know this isn't just a harmless prank.
Federal investigators are on the lookout with a rise in people flashing lasers at aircraft in Spokane skies.
It's actually a trend that's been climbing since last year, but across Washington state, it's been over 100 incidents so far this year. Over the entire state.
FBI spokesperson Steve Burns says it's been happening in clusters in Seattle and Spokane County, from Hilliard to Green Bluff to 9 Mile Falls.
We're getting reports of incidents all across the county.
This is what that tiny point of light can look like from above.
As it refracts through the glass, it lights up the entire cockpit sometimes, making it can disorient the pilots, or if it hits them directly in the face, could injure them. And I don't want to be on a plane where the pilot can't see what's going on.
Spokane County law enforcement just arrested a 45-year-old man Friday for pointing a laser at a sheriff's office helicopter.
But we also feel there are other individuals out there that might have done this.
This is a federal offense carrying a 5-year prison sentence and a $250,000 fine. If you have any information about any of these incidents, you can contact the FBI online right now at tips.fbi.gov or give them a call at the number on your screen. We also have all of this information at KREM.com. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you very much. All right, we are getting closer to the weekend and the forecast is looking pretty good. Let's head outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Did you just pull your sunglasses out of your jacket, Jeremy?
No, the weather clicker.
Oh, okay.
After your comment on my Facebook video the other day, I upped to a size 40 jacket, which now means I can fit the weather clicker in my jacket pocket. More you know. All right, let's talk forecast because it's beautiful out here. 68 degrees is where we currently sit. 68 isn't bad. In fact, it's hot if you're in a suit, even if that coat is just slightly too big. Started doing push-ups though, so I'll take care of it. 69 up in Deer Park, 69 in Coeur d'Alene, mid-70s out in Central Washington, and upper 60s down across the Palouse. We did get up to 70, but the thing about being at 70 degrees is that you spend almost your entire day in the 60s. That's the thing about hitting 60 or 50. You spend most of your days in the numbers below it. That's just how it works. But over the course of the next couple of days, we get even warmer. If we climb into the mid-70s, then our temperatures all day just trend that much warmer. And with a ridge of high pressure building overhead, that's exactly where we go. No chance of rain in the forecast until about next Tuesday, and with that our temperatures soar. 75 tomorrow, 75 and partly cloudy on Saturday, and 71 on Sunday, which means that we spend a much bigger portion of our day in the 70s than we have been.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. In other news this evening, a Spokane man is in jail tonight on a $100,000 bail after an alleged drive-by shooting at a North Spokane Circle K on Saturday. Court documents show brothers Luis and Claybar Escalona allegedly fired a gun at a woman. Claybar appeared before a judge this week. The victim in the shooting was able to get in her vehicle and escape without being hurt, but the documents show the suspects then got in their car and chased her as they fired their guns multiple times. The victim told police she didn't know the suspects. Both men are expected back in court coming up on May 6th. New tonight, plans for an expansion at the Spokane Police Department's training facility are finally in the works. KREM 2's Christian Garza spoke with the police department about the potential expansion and why they say it's needed in the first place.
The Spokane Police Department says it's an exciting time for the training facility right here behind me because other than a few upgrades here or there throughout the years, the building itself hasn't seen any renovations since 2000.
We have utilized every square inch of space we can inside that building.
A regional pillar of law enforcement is now looking to the future as it lays the groundwork for agencies from across the inland Northwest to learn how to protect and serve their own communities. The BLIA, otherwise known as the Basic Law Enforcement Academy, is currently cycling through 3 19-week classes of future public safety officers throughout the year.
That creates an overlap for a few weeks, which puts a significant strain, on the facility and what's available to us out there.
The third course was added during the pandemic to balance out the state's ability to get students through basic training.
To be able to just kind of expand a little bit more would just alleviate some stress on the facility.
Spokane Police Public Information Officer Daniel Strassenberg says currently the services they provide has outgrown the space they currently have. That's why, with roughly $750,000 allocated for renovations in the state's capital budget, the Regional Training Center is now preparing to finalize its plan for expansion.
It's going to create a much less congested, more usable atmosphere out there.
Strassenberg says while the final details are still being worked out at this moment, the training facility hopes to use that money to create another facility only for BLIA to make room in classrooms and the gym on campus for agencies and community members who use the facility as well.
We are grateful for any support we can get because it's a very important regional training center here for everyone.
Now, despite the potential renovation starting towards the end of the year, Strassenberg says that agencies will continue to use this facility to help train the next generation of law enforcement agents. In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
We have much more news still ahead at 5 tonight, including KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway had an exclusive interview today with the Velocity's head coach ahead of their game with the Oakland Roots. That interview right after the break.
President Trump issues a warning to Russia after their deadly offensive on the Ukrainian capital. I'm Erica Brown at the White House with more on the high-stakes peace talks to end the war.